optimizing. This is kind of a geeky topic. How many of you have websites? Right? How many people in here have the capability to add a new page to their website whenever they want? Okay. How many of you have the capability to change the design of your website? Maybe you're the person who calls the designer. So, what I'm going to be talking about is website optimization. So I don't care whether people got to your website from your Sphere, or whether they got there from your AdWords campaign, or they got there because they just typed in your website on a browser. But it's about making your site, I think I just pressed the wrong direction. They're on your site, now what? So people get to your website, then what happens? How do you make that, how do you get them through to the moment when you can start scheduling an appointment with them? You're spending time and money getting people there, whether it's SEO, your time you're spending writing content like Dale suggested, or you're working on Facebook, or you're working on Twitter, doing any of those things, you're spending time to get people there. And it's sort of like, in a lot of cases, people are getting, real estate people are getting new visitors to their website, and then they're never changing their website, or they're never making the website experience more streamlined or efficient. It's kind of like publishing your phone number in a giant ad all over the place and then never answering your phone. So what I want to talk about is ways to optimize the performance of your website. So, and optimize just means make changes to your website so that it's better. And to kind of get into a process where you're constantly making your website better. And there's different ways to optimize, to make decisions about optimizing your website. One way is to listen to your visitors. So people come to your website, and eventually, hopefully, they contact you. You can ask them, hey, what worked and what didn't? Like just a straight ahead, ask a question to people who are successfully getting through the process. That's going to help a great deal in terms of getting ideas of ways to make your site better. Unfortunately, it's only going to get ideas from the people who successfully made it through. So if something's really broken, you might not find out unless they send you an angry email. But there's other tools you can use to listen to your visitors. One of them being surveys. I'm sure many of you have been to a website and a little survey form pops up. There's a company called SurveyMonkey. You can make a quick survey there. The one that I personally use, if you want to add a tool to your website, is called 4Q, and it's by a company called iPerceptions, which is just north of me in Montreal. And basically what I like about it is it allows you to only ask 4 questions, and they're 4 questions that you can take action on. And they're focused around what task did you come to this website to accomplish, and were you able to accomplish that task? Which is really the only questions you need to be asking. Did they get there, and were they able to do it? And if they weren't able to do it, then that's a sign you need to make some changes. Another thing you can do to make your website perform better is to use your web analytics. How many of you have a web analytics, like Google Analytics or Yahoo? How many of you have that and never look at it and just feel bad because you never look at it? Is that something that happens a lot? A lot of people are like, oh, I have the analytics, I really should be looking at it. And yes, you should be looking at it. The trick is to pick 2 or 3 of the different reports that you can take action on. A lot of times you look at your Google Analytics and it's like, well, what does this mean? And I don't know, and I'm not going to do anything with it, so why look at it? So take some time to educate yourself about different web analytics stuff that works. I write a column for Human News, a little plug there. It's usually free on Tuesdays when it publishes, and then it goes behind a paywall. So if you check it on Tuesday, you can read my column for free. And I tend to talk about web analytics a lot. And so that's one thing that's involved. So I would encourage you to learn about web analytics. It's a skill that is worthwhile if you want to make your website more streamlined. And there's a ton of different ways to do that for free, or to pay people, or whatever. It's a skill you can have. And the thing I want to talk about today mostly is behavioral testing, which sounds pretty formal. It's just A/B testing. So when someone gets to your site, you can show them, version A of a page and version B of a page, and then you also have to set a conversion event, like they filled out the contact form, and you show some people version A, and some people you show version B, and whichever one generates the most conversion events is the better one to use. And you can constantly be running these on your website. This here is an example I pulled off of my own website. It shows a little chart. There's a tool called Website Optimizer by Google, of course, that I use for this. And I had version A of my homepage and version B. There was a blue line and a gold line. And then over time it runs, and after a while you can see that, I came out, this is actually like a 4 or 5% increase, is that little flip there. Which, it's not phenomenal, but at least now I know, like between the version A and version B of this thing, one of them gave me 5%, more of the actions that I wanted people to be taking. So to make that work, one is installing Google Website Optimizer, which is exceptionally simple, and then the other is you actually have to come up with what does version A look like and what does version B look like. That's part of why I like listening tools, is it gives you ideas of, should I put the map front and center versus putting a picture of my face front and center? Which of those gets more conversion event? And it's really going to be different, and a lot of things going to be different for everybody based on their business and how quick your picture looks. I don't put my picture on. So I hear a lot of like best practices all the time. They're like, you should do this, and you should do that, and this is the best practice. Really, it's different for everybody because sort of, like Stacy was talking in her presentation, some of you may be more successful as direct calling and cold calls and referrals. Some of you may be more successful based on your knowledge of a particular topic or geography, and some of you may be more successful due to your ability to build your sphere, your social network, and different approaches aren't going to be the same for everybody. A/B testing lets you find out what works for you and your business and your customers. And it's simple and easy, and other than, again, the time you're going to put into it and maybe a designer to make the altered version, then you're going to, it's not especially expensive. So this particular test, I just ran it for a while, and I got my 4% increase. But I also wanted to look at it kind of more, even more in context. So I was like, 4% big deal, I can go either way. And what I looked at next was the bounce rate on those two pages. So the bounce rate is someone comes to your site, they look at one page, and then they leave. That's kind of that's what it is. And so I was testing two pages, thought possibilities things B and the standard home page. And this is the bounce rate, which he didn't put the actual numbers here, which is kind of interesting. But there was actually, in the slides that I originally prepared before Dustin doctored them up for you, there was actually a 20%, this version B was 20% better than the other one. And that's something that Website Optimizer doesn't really tell you. Website Optimizer is focused right in on did they convert or not, which I like about Website Optimizer. But in this case, since I was testing a page that had a lot of traffic on it, knowing that, this one is 20% less likely for people to just bail on this page, that's pretty compelling evidence for me to keep, to go with the new version. And I'm always running a test, all the time, running a test. It's no longer in a build a website, let it sit there for 5 years mode. It's always running a test on some little piece somewhere on the website. That was all I wanted to go into on that because it's kind of geeky. I didn't want anybody to fall asleep while I was talking about it. The main thing I want you to get out of that is you can test on your website what works and what doesn't all the time, and it's not exceptionally expensive. It's the time that it takes you to design the test for that. And that's it.
I love it. Well, thank you.